Good morning, guys. This is Mr. Zuckerman, and today I'm going to use this video to teach you about the Battle of Antietam. Okay, this battle, as we move forward in the Civil War, is the single bloodiest battle in American history. 22,000 people, not people, but Americans lay dead, wounded, or missing, meaning they were shot, hurt, cannon fire. But this battle really turned the tide of the war. Okay. We need to know that it was fought near Sharpsburg, Maryland, and on September 17th, 1862. Okay. So this is the Battle of Antietam. Give it a minute to switch. Okay. Naming of the battle. Remember, the Union liked to call the battles or name the battles after bodies of water. And Antietam is a creek within Maryland, okay? And it was close to a town called Sharpsburg, which is what the South called it. So once again, the Union called the Battle of Antietam because it was by a creek. And a creek is a small body of water. Don't make fun of Mr. Zuckerman's drawing. That looks more like railroad tracks. That's okay. Down here, you'll see a primary source photo. These are soldiers lining up. You can see here's a guy with the drum. And all of these men have their rifles. Do they all have the same uniform on? You tell me. The generals. We need to know the generals, just like any battle. The Union had General George B. McClellan, and guys, this guy is terrible. We know this from the other battles. He's a very fearful general. He doesn't make moves. He's not deliberate. He's not aggressive. And on the other side, we see Robert E. Lee. Guys, this is Robert E. Lee's big show. They want to attack Antietam because they want to make a statement in the border states. Remember, Maryland is a border state. This is good for you to know. Confederates, South, Union, here. Union, let's call this N for North, S for South. Very good. Okay, heavily outnumbered. The slide speaks for itself. Boys and girls, the Union had more soldiers, 87,000. The Confederates had only 38,000. Now, these are rough estimated numbers, all right? We know that there could be more, there could be less. All right, but the Union would have the advantage. 87,000 is more than 38,000. Reasons for the battle. Guys, let me explain the slide to you. The reasons for this invasion included taking pressure off the Shenandoah Valley because it was the economic strong place of the Confederacy. Okay, but most importantly, boys and girls, the Confederates had hoped by winning a battle on northern soil, they may be able to gain European support, meaning France and England would come and help them. Okay. They also had hoped by demoralizing Northerners, they would reduce their support for the war while encouraging the slave-holding state of Maryland, okay, it's a border state, to secede and join the Confederacy. So they're hoping they win the war in Maryland, and Maryland's going to leave the North, the Union, become a Confederate state, and guess what? Maryland is so close to Washington, D.C., the Confederacy will have the opportunity to take over Washington, D.C. Prior to the battle, guys, the Confederate forces had been primarily on the defensive up until the Battle of Antietam. The North had been pounding them. They pounded them out west in Battle of Shiloh. They beat them all over, and they were losing. And the Confederates, well, they kind of were on the defensive. Remember, they had to defend the first Battle of Bull Run. They had to defend the Peninsula Campaign. All the major battles had been fought on Confederate soil. However, after the success of the second Battle of Bull Run, General Lee decided that it was time for the Confederacy to go on the offensive to attack the North. And Lee entered the state of Maryland, and he wanted to get to Pennsylvania. Guys, you can't make up history. Right here, this is a wonderful story. Lee informed his commanders of their routes and objectives in order number 191. By mistake, I kid you not, boys and girls, a copy of order number 191, a copy of his battle strategy, was used to bundle a few cigars, and the bundle was inadvertently dropped in a field on the Best Farm, where it was found by 2 Union soldiers. So, guys, Lee's plans are wrapped around these cigars. He's trying to get them to his generals, and it was dropped in a field, found by Union soldiers, and the orders, that strategy was given to General George B. McClellan. You can't make this up. However, McClellan moved slowly and allowed 17 hours to pass before marching towards Lee's forces, allowing time for the Confederates to begin regrouping around Sharpsburg. George B. McClellan took his time. What would you have done? Think about it. You get these strategies. Would you have attacked right away? So, there's a couple battles prior to Antietam. The Union's troops attacked the Confederates at the Battle of South Mountain. It's a minor battle, okay? At the time, Lee had only some 18,000 forces around Sharpsburg, the Battle of Antietam. Had McClellan attacked with his 75,000-man army, the Southerners would have had little chance. But he didn't, because he feared Lee might outnumber him. You think he's going to have a job much longer? I don't. The battle begins. So the battle began when Union General Joseph Hooker and his forces attacked the Confederate army. The fighting was intense and went on all day. Across a cornfield, the Union forces would attack first, and then the Confederate forces would counterattack even though they were outnumbered. Bloody Lane. You need to know Bloody Lane, guys, okay? Bloody Lane. Here, I'll draw some blood. An overwhelming number of Union soldiers broke through the Confederates' lines. Union bullets rained down the lane onto Confederate soldiers, and the former sunken road came to be known as Bloody Lane because of the tragic death toll suffered there. Guys, I think the number was 1 death for every 15 seconds. Someone died every 15 seconds. Okay? 23,000 casualties. And guys, guess what? We meet General Ambrose Burnside. Okay? But Lee failed. You know those things called sideburns? Ambrose Burnside. I'll show you a picture of him. You'll see where sideburns got their name. The Confederates run away. Maryland stays loyal to the Union. And the Union uses that as a victory. Now, what's so important about this battle, guys, is we're going to learn about the Emancipation Proclamation and how Abraham Lincoln uses the quote-unquote win against the Confederates in the Battle of Antietam to further his cause for freeing the slaves. But McClellan gets fired. Lincoln did not like the fact that he had an opportunity to defeat Lee. He doesn't chase Lee, and not only that, he doesn't even attack Lee when he got special order number 191. Guys, that's it for Mr. Zuckerman. I hope you enjoyed this little video I made. I apologize for any, little mishaps or drawings or stuff like that. I'm learning. This is my first time using this program and giving you this. I miss you guys, and hopefully you enjoy this. See you soon. Bye.